Here with Lake Superior State men's basketball coach Steve Headinga. First of all, thank you for doing this with us. So starting right off, last season you had a very veteran group with not a single newcomer on the roster, which was quite the rarity for any college team, regardless of sport. And going into this season, how does the approach change without a Keemon Bassett or a Caden Ebeling to carry the load down low, or a three-time GLIAC all-defensive player in C.J. Robinson, whose contributions went well beyond what shows up in the stat sheet?
Much different. Obviously, a lot of learning for our new players. We have 6 new players in our program. Certainly not being able to lean on veteran guys that have been through the tough wars and stuff in our conference battles and non-conference battles. It's definitely been a change, but it's been a good thing for some of the other returners that have been here in our program for a few years. Xander Okerlund, Blake Cassidy, Andy Soma, those type of guys that have been here. They've kind of really picked up the slack, so to speak, and are trying to bring their young players and the new players along.
And looking ahead at the schedule, you've got a very road-heavy slate early on, with only 2 games at home before the end of the calendar year. And you've also got road trips to last year's top seed in the region, UIndy, as well as D1 Eastern Michigan. What are you hoping to see out of the team during this stretch before we get into GLIAC play?
Well, I kind of hope that we can kind of define who we are by that point. Very tough non-conference game. We start off in Lake Erie, Northwood in the tournament, and like you said, we have to go at UIndy, number 1 team in the region last year. And we also played Quincy at a neutral site, very well coached and a great program as well. So I'm hoping, obviously, after those first four or five games, before we play Eastern, playing a D1 game, I kind of hope that we have an identity of how we're going to play. I certainly hope, at that point, our rotations are kind of set of which guys have really stepped up to earn that playing time and continue to earn playing time based off their play. And I kind of hope that we can grow and bond as a team. Obviously, being a new and a younger team, you hope all those little intangibles you want, guys kind of figuring out how we play, how it looks to play against other competition, maybe teams that are, as you said, UIndy and some of those teams are really going to teach us how to play the game. And I'm hoping by the end of our tough stretch after the Eastern Michigan game before we get into conference, I hope we have an identity, and I hope that we're much more prepared for the conference season, which is the most important part of our year.
And just building off of that, with all those road games, quite an opportunity for some of these players to really show what they're made of on the road. Is there anyone, whether returning or new, that we might expect to see step up a little more and help this program?
Yeah, I would certainly think the guys, the first guys that kind of come to mind are guys that played a lot the last few years. So Xander Okerlund, certainly a guy that we're going to lean on this season to hope he has a great senior year. Guys throughout our programs that very similar to him, have really showed great linear improvement, and you really hope as a senior they have that bust out year. But certainly other guys come to mind. Andy Soma's been a great player in our program as far as just giving us steadiness. Kingsley Perkins, Tyson Edmondson's had a great offseason. Certainly Devin Womack, those guys that have come back. And then you sprinkle in Blake Cassidy as a senior as well. So those are the guys we're going to lean on heavily early. And we're certainly hoping for some surprises and guys that are new. You never know with freshmen. But you certainly hope some of those new guys we have. We're excited about them for sure. We're hoping that 1 or 2 can kind of rise to the top.
Thank you. And if there's anything else you'd like to share with the fans, the floor is open for you.
Oh, thank you. Well, we're excited for the season. Obviously, with 6 new guys and a lot of new guys, we're kind of redefining ourselves a little bit, getting me being a little longer in the tooth, kind of going back to some old school stuff that we've done in the past. We certainly hope to be a hard-nosed, gritty team that people can kind of back with our style of play and our toughness. So we're excited for the season and can't wait to get started here in a couple weeks.
All right, thank you, Coach. I appreciate your time.